And you know what? The money will follow you. If you're going to get paid, it'll be because people see the joy in the work, they see the commitment, they see the quality, and they can get it in their hands. That's really important. Now, a lot of artists, fine artists, will sort of attack them for a little bit because I'm one of those too. They have some misconceptions about art and how it's supposed to work. The starving artist motif never worked. Do you know why? Because artists starve to death on that one. Okay? And if they look like they're on heroin, maybe it's because they need a sandwich. Okay? Truth of the matter is, if you're going to spend all this time painting, okay, and it's your personal thing, then it's therapy. Okay? Because if you don't have any desire to show it to the public, or to mass produce it, or, I mean, at least put it up in a coffee shop or in a small gallery, okay? Then guess what? It's just personal therapy. Don't call it art. Does that sound crass? It is. And I have no apologies for that statement. What else can I tell you? Know your audience. Think about this, okay? Because what you do will eventually be put in front of someone if you can get past the therapy session, okay? Somebody's going to take a look at this thing, and they're going to feel inspiration or repulsion, but hopefully inspiration, and they'll want to look at this and create work that does not match the couch, okay? What's the lady who, people I always call her see mostly grass. Okay, because there's all this unruly grass all over the place. And I love the kids because they all look like they have rickets. Every one of those kids looks like they have rickets. Thank you for getting that joke. They're all bow-legged, okay? But she's so smart because she took the understanding that you don't just do artwork, you don't just create something. You find a way to get it out to the people. Because the dream job for a visual artist is to get paid to do what you want to do when you get out of bed in the morning. My dad, who worked in the steel mills, told me that's what he calls a rich man. Somebody who gets paid to do what they want to do when they get out of bed in the morning. To do what you love and to get paid for it, is there any higher goal? I don't know. You know, and if people say, yeah, but I want to give my money away to the poor. Great, but you know what you have to do first? You have to have money to give away to the poor. Okay? Yeah, you can share your sandwich and you can buy them a cup of coffee, but there are other food groups beyond the sandwich and coffee group. Okay? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you want to be helpful to you first, learn to stand up, learn to be successful, a good business person, and you'll be able to take and help other people to stand up, do well at what they love to do, and they can give too. It's a ripple effect. You know what I mean? If you do this one thing right, you could inspire and help maybe 3 people over the course of their life. Really. Just maybe 3. Okay, that's enough. But there's 3 that may help 3, that might help 3 more, that might help 3 more. And it just goes on like until it's like Despicable Me, right? You got minions all over the place, okay? And they're all doing their things, and everyone loves a minion. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. It's about multiplicity. That's what this whole entire thing is about. It's a ripple effect. So if you can inspire one person to do their very best, then you win for the day. You dig? Yeah, that's what it's about. That's why we have such an epic disconnect between people, because they don't understand how to build bridges with maybe 1 person or 2 people. You know, and I don't know why I'm going to hit this mission trips thing. I don't know why this is here, but the teleprompter's going. You know, I got to be like the president. If it's up on the teleprompter, I just have to read it. You know what I mean? Okay, anyhow, so maybe if I'm on a bush. All right, so there you go. I said that out loud too. Where was I going with this? It was good. Mission. You know, I'm always amazed to hear how many people go on mission trips to other countries. Okay, we went out there, we dug ditches, we did this, we did that. I said, that's great. I think that's really great. What did it cost you? Well, we raised thousands of dollars to go there, and it was just amazing. I said, so you dig ditches? I said, yeah, it's great. I said, you know, they had set a fire on the other side of town. over there, and those people lost everything that they have. And do you know that? Oh yeah, we heard about that. Well, did you go over there and help those people out a little bit? Maybe to start to get, like, you know, their roots put back again. Did you help them make sure they had clothes? Did you make sure they were fed? Did you take care of your neighbor first? Did you do that before you ran off? You know what I mean? On your vacation, I mean your missionary trip, you know, the great marital father coming through. I think it's really important to bloom where you're planted first. And I think if you're called to be a missionary, God's going to call you to go. He's going to call you specifically to go. And it's probably not going to be very popular. I just think that's where I'm at. Okay, that's my opinion. I don't mind being right. Okay. So, wow, where did that come from? I don't know. That just destroyed like 6 youth pastors here, if there's any here at all. They're here on Sunday, so maybe this will reverberate. Okay. What can I tell you? Know your audience too. Have an idea, by the way, as an artist or as a business person, who's going to buy your stuff? Who in their right mind or wrong mind would buy your stuff? And why would they want to buy your stuff? I mean, think about these questions, and those are very, very important. You know, because that'll help you with this thing called marketing. Because you need to market, you need to build bridges to your audience, to your consumer, to your collector. That's really important. If you don't have that, therapy. You know, that's what it is. You know. So fight depression. Think about marketing. Okay, that's really important. Think about your audience. You know, and don't be ridiculous enough to say, I'm creating something for everyone. Okay, that's great. So how are you going to reach everyone? Which is a lot tougher than reaching one-eyed, web-footed amputees. Okay, yeah, because you could really zero in on that. You could find them. You're going to be marketing at the one person. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not making fun of any handicap. I'm just saying that that's how ridiculous you have to be about focus. All right? So don't be so broad that you're totally deluded. You know? Does that make sense at all? That's really important. Know who you're talking to, know what you're selling, and have an idea who's going to buy your stuff. That's really, really important. And every blank wall that you see anywhere where there's a large congregation of people, think of that as a gallery. That's really important because you need to take your work to the people. Remember, if you go to a museum and you show people your work as an artist, they're going to tell you, that's great, but we're booked up for the next 7 years. Now, you'll hear them say this, 3 to 7 years. And I'm like, okay. And they said, well, what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to go down across the street over here, and there's a vacant building there. There's a space right in the front there. A little thing, okay? And it's like, say, for the sake of an argument, $500 is what it cost to rent that, right? For an extra $500. Well, do you have another friend? Because now it's only $250. I might be able to hit that. That's only $50 a week, sort of. $55 a week. Well, if we have 2 more friends, Holy Eucharist, said the Catholic priest, we can do this. It's only $100 a quarter. And you go in, one of you signs the lease, you all have cell phones, right? Get in there with a Wagner power sprayer, spray that sucker white, tap the walls, see if is it plaster, well then put up a big strip of plywood across the top here, across the whole thing, drop some, I don't care what you use, fishing line, wire, whatever you want to do, clothes hangers, put those all together, it doesn't matter. Put your work on the walls. And then put a name, this is your gallery, and it's made up of these 4 people, so that guy doesn't pay, so it just scratches them off. Okay, but that's what you do. You get your start, and then you start throwing little parties. You put in coffee, and somebody uses some baked goods, and somebody gets a case of bananas, and you know what I mean, that type of thing. And people come in and you say, hey, how you doing? That's great. Welcome, I hope you like our artwork. This is really great. We have new work, we have new work every month here. That puts you in a hot seat because now you have to produce work. Okay? But there's no net in life. So you do it, and you invite people in. You got a gallery. So you don't need a museum. Because remember something about a museum. The difference between a museum and a gallery is a museum's job is to preserve history. A gallery's job is to make it for them to preserve. Boom. That's, you know what I mean? Boom. That's an epiphany. That's really important to understand. The museum world doesn't owe you anything. You owe yourself everything as an artist to promote your work and to put it out there where people can see it. In my hometown, they had this theater, and it was let's say a community theater, but they showed all kinds of films and that type of thing. But they had this long wall for the entryway, and you just walked up this long thing here. And I kept looking at that wall, and the wall looked at me, and it winked at me, and I winked back. I couldn't figure out why, but it was a frisky wall. And I got thinking, I said, you know what would look great on that wall? A giant film strip painted on that wall with 4x4 foot squares, just like an old film strip, with masonite sheets that change every 2 months, with paintings that I would do of classic movie scenes and personalities. Boom, right? How many people go to the show, right? And they gotta walk up that freaking hallway anyways, right? So they should see Family Opera, and they should see RoboCop, and they should see, right? It's everything they want to see. They should see Clark Gable, those giant ears, and they should see, and see all their fish, Shirley Temple. I mean, all of them. They said Jaws, all of it. They should see the Cowboys. They should see all that stuff, like a massive boom. Okay, and we called it. What did we call that thing? Cinema Gallery 1. Now I don't know what the 1 meant, but it sounded great. Cinema Gallery 1. Now showing more Chris Yambar stuff. Okay. Oh, by the way, I got the exclusive on that because it was my idea, and I did it for like 3 years before they, decided that they were getting bought out, and they were building another thing. Okay, so, but that was 3 years, right, of gallery space where everybody and their brother came in and looked at this stuff. You can't buy that publicity. Oh, and here's the other great thing too. Because we called it Cinema Gallery 1, okay, we submitted it to the papers, and it was in their gallery section, okay? It was a movie theater with a gallery wall that got listed with the other galleries. Madness. Or brilliance. I think it's both. Okay, so that worked out. Plus I ran my own gallery called Banana Rodeo. Do you know what Banana Rodeo means? Well, I don't know. I didn't even put the word gallery on it. So I was sitting at a fine art lecture with some guy who sounded about as exciting as an air conditioner. And these couple of blue-haired ladies were sitting there in front of me. They kind of have money, and they go like every week to get their hair waxed or something. I don't know what they do to those things, but there they are. They look like they're ready to go like this in a Frankenstein movie and then scream. Okay, you know what I mean? The blue-haired old ladies. Right, there you go. The one looks together and she goes, I'm sitting right behind them. Have you been to the Banana Rodeo? He says, why no, I have not. Have you been to the Banana Rodeo? He says, no, I have not. I've heard some pretty interesting things about that. I don't know what it is, but it seems like some people are, well, very interested. Now, I'm listening to these, you know what I mean, Epcot Center Burst Terriers, and really flipped me out because I said, hey, excuse me. I said, first of all, you guys look great. You guys are really in your palette. I love what you've done with your hair. I said, she said, she had the persimmon look. Okay, and I said, my name's Chris Yamber. I thought, what is this? The Liberace was dead. So anyhow, so she gave me the dead lettuce, and I touched her hand, and I said, I own the Banana Rodeo Gallery. I said, stop on in, I'll make you a great cup of coffee, and I'll show you around, it'll be great. I said, we're open, da-da-da-da-da, and I said, and I gotta tell you what, your brooch is fabulous. And that was the deal. They never stopped in. But I did think it was funny that the Banana Rodeo, which meant nothing, became the Banana Rodeo. And I thought, wow, that's great. I don't know, I was amused. So